Hey there, and welcome to voice note number 2 from the Organized Homeschool. I am actually not on my walk this morning. My 1-year-old is still sleeping. It's 8:30, so I decided I would record a voice note from my morning reflection time, and I thought I'd just share a little bit about what I'm reflecting on in terms of 12-month priorities. The reason why I'm doing this is a little bit of backstory. I am in week 2 of the 75 Hard Challenge. This is a health challenge. One of my really good friends and her sister were doing the challenge starting June 1st, and I saw her on I can't remember how many days are in May. I saw her that day and she was like, yeah, we're starting tomorrow. I said, you know what? Let me just start it with you. We're going into week 3. We just finished week 2. The challenge is, if you haven't heard of it before, it's called 75 Hard because it is hard to stick with it. It's a 75-day long challenge. Each day you do 2 workouts. They're 45 minutes each, and one of them has to be outside. The other thing you have to do is drink a gallon of water each day, take a picture of yourself each day so you can see your progress, read 10 pages of a nonfiction book each day. And then the final thing is to follow a diet, and you get to choose what that diet is. The other piece about this challenge is you are supposed to restart if you miss anything. If you don't do a workout or drink a gallon of water, you're supposed to start back over day 1. Okay, of course, the baby just woke up, so be right back. All right, we're back and we're on our walk now. You're supposed to start back over at day 1. Vulnerability moment. I have missed 2 different things over these last 2 weeks. One day I forgot to take my picture, and then actually just yesterday I did not get my second workout in. I literally fell asleep while putting the baby to sleep, and I woke up and it was like 11. I just didn't have it in me to spend that last hour of the night working out instead of sleeping. I have missed 2 things so far in these 14 days, and I've decided that I'm not following the rules. I'm not starting back over at day 1. I am just going to continue my 75 days. For me, it's about making lifestyle changes and less about saying that I did this for 75 days 100%, because real life is rarely at 100%. I'd rather continue until August 15th, which is the day that would be 75 days. At that point, I'll determine how I want to proceed. Do I want to continue every day? Do I want to continue a gallon of water a day? What will I continue? How will I shift? What will I add or change? I'm going to keep going. So I share all this to say that the book I'm reading has me reflecting upon the next 12 months, which is great because I plan to do year-long planning for homeschooling soon this summer. Wanted to plan out our curriculum for next year, our goals, and even get ahead on what field trips we might want to do. I am joining the board of our co-op, so planning anything with that board. This is perfect timing. Let me tell you the name of the book I'm reading. The name of the book is Be Your Future Self Now: The Science of Intentional Transformation, and the author is Dr. Benjamin Hardy. If you're interested, I'll link to the book in the article or description. So what he is teaching in this portion of the book is that the whole premise of the book is that you want to be your future self. You want to focus on being your future self now versus living day by day without a focus on where you're going and who it is you're striving to be in the future. And there's a lot more to it. Setting 3 maximum priorities for the next 12 months. And then within those priorities, you'll set some goals. My priorities, as of right now, I believe that your priorities will, can, and should shift. I've always taken that perspective when I think about
my goals, my vision, my priorities for life. The author talks about the fact that who you intend to be in the future is going to be different than who you actually end up being. Because of that, your goals and priorities are going to change. And it's normal, and not that you need permission, but I think sometimes we feel guilty about changing our priorities, our goals, or quitting things. After a few experiences in my life, I have become the person who will quit things really quickly because for a long time I would feel bad about quitting things. Call myself a recovering people pleaser, and I'm okay with quitting stuff. These are my current priorities, even though I know that they will shift and change. 3 priorities that I have brainstormed right now. I'm pulling up my picture that I took in my notebook. 1 is homeschooling. It's year 2. We did really great things in our first year of homeschooling, and I am always someone who wants to do better, improve. I always have ideas, and I'm dreaming and thinking about how to grow and improve. So homeschooling will be priority number 1. Priority number 2 is health, which after me telling you this about my 75 hard challenge that I'm in may not be surprising. And then priority number 3 is finances. So health and finances, all 3 actually are probably top of the list for my husband too. We'll make some or all of these priorities family priorities. But let's get into how I broke down my homeschooling goal. So after creating your priority, what do you want to focus on? Then think about what are the goals within that priority. My first goal is to provide consistent, joyful learning. This has a lot to do with what this whole voice notes podcast and all of my social media are about. Being organized, planned, and prepared for that consistent piece. And to be completely honest, I think that goes into joyful too. If I am last minute, if I don't take a beat and say, what does my son like right now? What is he excited about? How can I incorporate that into this learning objective? Then the joyful piece isn't going to happen. One of my other goals will also lead into the planning piece. For me, I definitely think there's joy in unstructured, unplanned, go with the flow time. I think there is a way to combine rigorous learning with joy if you are thoughtful and planned. Number 2 is to continue to grow friendships and relationships. Socialization is a key point of conversation and worry for homeschoolers. And some of this is warranted, and some of it is society putting that on us. But I do think that I can see how it could be easy to not have your child around other children other than their siblings. If they have siblings, socialization, friendships, and relationships will always be a part of my goals and focus for our homeschool. Part of that is continuing with our co-op from last year, maintaining the sports and activities that he's interested in, and planning field trips, activities, play dates, and interest-led learning for my son and our community. So I'm excited. This summer I am planning a couple meetups for anyone who's interested in our local area. I want to continue that into the school year. My next goal is for my son to reach the 90th or above percentile in reading or math. I plan to talk about this in one of our upcoming voice notes, share with you all about how we just took the NWEA MAP test in reading and math and what percentile he's currently at and what my goal is for him moving forward. And so I would love for him to stay at or above the 90th percentile based on where he's at now. So that's another goal. And then the final goal is for the baby, who is slowly becoming not a baby, which makes me sad, but for him to hit his developmental milestones and start some light learning of coloring and colors, shapes, numbers, and letters. Probably just a letter a week, a color a week, a shape a week for him. So those are my homeschooling goals. Let me know if you guys want to hear about my health and finance too. But I'll stop there, and I would love to know what resonated with you from my goals and priorities. What questions do you have? What are you planning for next year if you've gotten to that point of thinking? If you haven't, no judgment, because life happens and it's only June. So we have time. If you are running a typical school year schedule and you're not starting until August or September, definitely have time. So it was great chatting with you. Send me a voice note back or type in the comments, whatever feels good to you. See you in the next voice note.